them to succeed till I can get my satisfaction, 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 satisfaction.
Hello everyone, it's Ivan, and today we have a sound design tutorial covering the main lead line from the legendary track by the Benassi called Satisfaction. To do this, we have pre-prepared two little systems. The first one is our standalone sequencer ground control that will be used to play the notes, and the second system is our voice, which consists of our dual analog oscillator Furthrrrr Generator, one AIRSTREAMER 4 envelope that will be used to control the VCA and the filter on our multidimensional effects processor Ghost, COCKPIT 1U mixer to mix the waveforms, Golden Master to compress and fatten our lead line, and finally 2 of cups that we'll use for the kick drum and clap to keep the rhythm going. We'll also be using the total recall to automate some of the parameters on the Ghost for the drops. Without further ado, let's jump straight in and create our lead voice. Starting with the oscillator, let's first tune each of them. To do that, we can simply look at these two LEDs and we'll try to match it where both of them are lighting up, like so. And for the second one, right there. Next, we will use the saw wave from the carrier oscillator and send it to the COCKPIT mixer. Let's plug it right here. As you can see, COCKPIT is already patched to the Ghost, and Ghost will be patched to the Golden Master. To hear the audio, let's connect the output 1 to the Golden Master and output 2 to the right input, and turn up the volume. Now to control the volume of the lead, we'll patch the AIRSTREAMER 4 0 to 5 volt output to the pre-VCA on the Ghost. To hear that it's working, let's connect the gate output from the ground control into the trigger input on the AIRSTREAMER. We'll connect the gate output from track 1, right there. Let's switch it to track 1, and we should hear some sound. The sawtooth wave on the Furthrrrr Generator already sounds great, but let's mix a few more waveforms. To fatten up the low end, we'll use the sine wave from the modulator oscillator, pitched 1 octave down. Let's patch the sine to the 3rd channel on the COCKPIT. Now let's tune the modulator oscillator pitch 1 octave down. To make sure that our voice sounds flat across the frequency spectrum, we'll use the noise output of the carrier oscillator. Let's connect it from here to channel 4 on the COCKPIT. Now let's hear how this sounds. Let's turn this off. Lastly, let's connect the pitch output from track 1 on the ground control via a splitter cable to both of the oscillators. I'll patch the splitter cable to both of the key inputs, and then the pitch output from track 1 over here. Now again is a good time to make sure that the oscillators are perfectly in tune, as the sequencer voltage output will always add a tiny offset to the signal. So let's check it. Although there are still things to tweak with the voice, it's a good time to create a sequence for the main lead line. This will give us a bit more context as to how the lead should sound. The sequence will be 32 steps, which we can set by pressing the last step button and the arrow keys. So we'll select track 1, last step, and we can set it to 32 steps. The key to recreating this melody is using slides, which ground control is really great at. We can either play it by hand by overlapping the notes, or program slides per step using the edit mode. Personally, I like to record by hand and then later on fix it by using the edit mode. The melody goes like this. Now let's record it into the sequencer, but before that let's create a simple kick and clap pattern on the ground control to sequence the 2 of cups. We have the 909 kick, 909 clap. The kick is on channel 8 and clap is on channel 7. To program the kick pattern, I will be using the SH101 mode, and to do that we just press record, enter one active step, and 3 breaths. Now we have the 4 on the floor kick pattern. To record the clap, I will be doing it by hand, so I'll just press play. Now that we have the rhythm, it's time to record the melody, and one cool feature of the ground control is the ability to start playback and record the sequence only once you press one of the keys on the keyboard. To activate it, press the tempo and record. Now we can start playing. Now let's record the second pattern for the lead line, which will be very much similar to the first one, also 32 steps, but instead of repeating, we'll go into the... Let's arm the recording. With the sequence ready, let's tweak our voice a bit more, starting with the golden master. Let's add some compression to the mid and high bands to flatten the sound a little bit, adjust the EQ to taste. Let's start the sequence. We'll activate 3 compressor, switch to the red mode, boost the compression for high and mid. Adjust the EQ. Now let's also create some sidechain compression. To do that, I'll take out the kick trigger, split it, and send it to the sidechain input on the Ghost. Let's play the sequence and start adjusting the sidechain. To adjust the sidechain amount, we press routing and sidechain, and then we can tweak the decay. Now let's also add some distortion. Let's also adjust the compression, the delay, and reverb amount. Also like adding the delay with really short timing. To create this sort of comb filter effect. Now let's also automate the release on the envelope to make sure that some of the notes are a little bit more snappy than the other ones. To do that, I'll be using the track 2 pitch output. I'll patch it straight to the release control. And now we can start using the keyboard to create slightly longer notes and slightly shorter ones. Let's set the release to around 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. Play the sequence. Let's record. Now the final bit of detail, we'll be using the total recall to automate the filter cutoff, the delay amount and the reverb amount. Let's first connect all the outputs. The first one will go to the filter. The second one will go to the delay amount. And the third one will go to the reverb amount. Now let's switch to the first output, which is the filter. We want the minimum value to be 0, and the maximum we'll have to adjust to taste. Let's just hear how it sounds. That's a bit too much, we almost don't hear it. That's good. Now for the delay, we don't want to have the minimum value of 0, so we'll just boost it a little bit and then hear how it sounds. The maximum will have to go a little bit over. As for the reverb, again, the minimum value, we want it to be slightly up. And the maximum just a bit more than the minimum. So let's hear how it sounds. Now with the voice ready, let's have a quick recap on the configuration. Again, we have two oscillators over here, one with the saw wave and the noise, another one which is the sine wave 1 octave below the first one. We are mixing all of these waveforms with the cockpit. And then all of this signal is going to the ghost for the processing like filter, delay, reverb, distortion, compression. From there it goes to the golden master where we boost the EQ and the compression to make the sound a little bit more flat and punchy. The AIRSTREAMER 4 is also controlling the VCA of our voice, and we are animating the release time of the envelope using the track 2 on the ground control. Then we have the 12 cups with the kick and clap that is sequenced by the ground control. And finally, we have our microcontroller Total Recall, controlling everything inside of the ghost to create transitions. Now with everything ready to go, let's have a quick jam and enjoy the sequence.
Pussy, and then just touch me, till I can get my satisfaction, 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 satisfaction.
Just touch me till I can get my satisfaction, 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 satisfaction.
Here you have it, a fat lead patch that can be used in a variety of songs and genres of music. I hope you learned something new today and can apply these techniques with your own productions. As you have seen, there is a way to add character using short delays to make it a little bit more stereo, a little bit more comb filter-like. If you are feeling satisfied, hit that like button and subscribe if you don't want to miss our future videos. That is all for today. Have fun making music and we'll see you in the next video.